Guys, welcome back to another vlog. It has been a minute. It's been about 4-5 weeks since we last uploaded. And yeah, no excuses. I hate it when people say they've gone away, now they're back, and then it happens again. And it's just like a lack of consistency. At the end of the day, we ask our clients to be consistent with what they do and the way they approach their training. And I just haven't done it with this. But I think it's just, there's been a lot on, like training and work and everything. And it's just been a great start to summer, so I've been out a little bit more. It is 5:15. We've been up about 15 minutes. Today's a non-training day. I'll explain why in just a second. But before we kick off, we're going to have 5 grams of creatine. This is the one from Raw, so it's creatine monohydrate. So I have that every morning, training day or non-training day. And then, this is my favorite. This is the electrolyte. So they've got 3 flavors. Matt was kind enough to send me a few, and this is the chocolate one, which is weird because I don't think the chocolate should work as an electrolyte. Usually it's more fruity flavors, but this one actually does. We're gonna blend this, tuck into this. It's about 1,000 milligrams of sodium there, and then I've got 5 to 10 grams of creatine. I'm not exactly sure how much. But anyway, while I'm blending, today's a rest day. And the reason being is I have a slight twinge in my back. And I'm somebody that's I haven't been injured in 10 years. I did my patellar tendonitis when I was like 25. The goal was to hit a 200 kilo back squat. And I did it over 12 weeks. But I was squatting like 3 to 4 times a week. My ligaments, tendons and all that just didn't have a chance to catch up. Yeah, recently I think it's been because a lot of swimming. So there's a lot of rotation. Being on the bike and sitting in that hunch position quite a lot. And yeah, I did squats like 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. My back just went on the last set of the last rep. It's been okay. And then yesterday I went to run, did some intervals, 2Ks. It's like a 4:18. But even before I went into the run, I put my feet up on the car to do my lace and my back just went. So body telling me that I probably need to take a bit of a rest day. So today is rest day. But I'm going to bring you along for the ride because I may be going to see someone to get a bike fitting because I think that might be part of the problem. You can buy a bike, whether it's a large, a medium, an extra large, but really if you're going to be on it 3 to 4 hours on a weekend, you need to make sure that it's fitted to your body. Otherwise you're going to start getting problems. And most people get them in their back and in their knees. So that is going to be today's plan. I'm going to get this down me and yeah, I'll take you along for the ride. But this weekend's going to be fun, but today might be a little bit boring. All right, team, we have arrived for the bike fitting. 3 hours, he recommends. So let's see, hopefully not too many adjustments. We're just pulling up now. It is called personalbikefit.com. Let's check it out. All right, team, we are back from the bike fitting and it didn't go to plan. So I didn't get a lot of content in there. But the main reason is we wasn't able to do everything we wanted to do. What it is I bought this bike and I was told that it should be a medium, which is probably not wrong, but we needed to change the seat post, we needed to change the stem, and for the size bike that I've got, the seat post doesn't go any higher and the stem doesn't go any higher. So I basically need to buy a new seat post and seat, which is about £500. And then a new stem, which is about another 200. They recommend I get a bigger bike. Put it this way, I spent like 4 grand on this bike, so there's no way I'm just gonna go and buy another bike. So what I've gone and done is I've gone back to the shop and basically pleaded ignorance and said, the bike's too small, we thought it would be right, but I am getting a few back problems, a few knee problems, because the bike is just not big enough. And we tried to adjust as much as we could, and it's just not working. So fingers crossed, they've told me to leave it with them, they're gonna check over it today, and if it is in top tier condition, which I truly believe it is, they're going to swap it and they're going to give me a bigger bike, which means I might not have a bike for a few days or a week, but it is the best solution because it means that we then have ultimate play for adjustment. So fingers crossed. But anyway, it is what it is. These things do happen, but I'm just going to tuck into food, do a little bit of work, and hopefully this weekend I can borrow Sub's bike so I can actually do a little bit of riding. So fingers crossed. They will give me a new bike, we will get it all sorted, and then I should be absolutely storming ahead. So just preparing the one for tomorrow, but this is the one I did last night. This is before it goes in the machine. I had the blueberries and the chocolate. And this is the finished product. Ice cream, blueberries on top, a bit of chocolate. Throw some of this in. And this is the best thing I've bought this year. In fact, this is the best thing I've bought this year. And this is the second one. And now we're gonna watch The Amateur. It's got the guy out of Bohemian Rhapsody. If you've seen it, let me know what you think. All right, what is going on, team? Happy Friday. Training done. We are now in East London, Brick Lane, of all places. We're gonna film some stuff today, so I've got my man Jack coming down. So we're at a point in business now where it makes a lot more sense to invest in somebody that has good equipment, that knows what they're doing, that can direct, rather than myself shelling out, loads of money on equipment, learning how to do it. So he's coming down today. We're gonna film some value-driven content. So basically answering people's questions and just making it look good. I think there's a big difference between content that looks quality and well produced and content that is just a little bit overdone. So like too many transitions, too much crazy music. But I think good quality content that's filmed on a good camera, good lighting, good space, good direction, I think it hits hard. So that is the plan today. We'll get a bit of a behind the scenes. Let's see what we come up with. So before Jack gets here, I'm going to show you the space. It is very echoey. We've even got the full script printed out. That is how on point I am at the minute with content. So let's have a look. Alrighty, so this is the gym, the rig. Not that I'm going to use any of it, but it's just a really cool space. Got a little nice little backdrop there. If I do want to use any machines, we've got them. And this is a pretty cool little spot as well. So we're going to do some more informative content. So we're going to sit here. I think it's a cool little spot, and it's only like £50 for the hour. So got it for 90 minutes, and then next week we've got another 3 or 4 hours of filming. So that should be enough content for about 30 days. So we're hoping to produce around 20 to 30 pieces of content over those few hours, and get them edited, get them all captioned, and we're good to go. All right, team, a little update on the bike. So I took it in 2 days ago, and they have said they'll give me a new bike, which is amazing. So Balf's Bicycle Shop, Fulham Road, big shout out to you guys, because that was like a 4.5 grand bike, and I've had it for maybe 10 weeks, maybe 12, and I should have got a fitting much earlier, but I didn't. And you guys have taken it back in because it's pristine condition, which it is, and you're going to give me an upgrade. So no bike for like 3 or 4 days, which is slightly annoying, but I'm getting a new bike, so huge positive. And today, been like 25, 30 degrees for many, many weeks now, and today the heavens have opened up and it looks like it's going to rain for like 2 days straight. So what we're going to do, get this pre-workout down us, we're going to hit the gym, we're going to do about 45 minutes of lifting, and then I'm probably going to try and find a C2 bike and sit on there for 60 to 90 minutes, which isn't ideal. It's incredibly boring, but I am
Still going to try and get some volume through the legs today as far as cycling goes. So, can't do any content in there because it's Soho House and cameras are not allowed. Yeah, catch up after we've done that. All right, so not the session that I would usually have planned today, but nonetheless, we got in, we got it done. I did about 50 minutes of strength, and then on the watt bike, 1 hour, I think we averaged around like 170 watts, so nothing crazy, about 27 kilometers in total, which is normally on a Saturday, we do about 60 to 70. It's nowhere near enough, but feels good. About 1,000 active calories by the end of it. And hopefully tomorrow, we have a 2-hour run, which is just over half a marathon. But yeah, if it's raining like this, I might just risk it. I do not fancy going on a treadmill for 2 hours. That is my idea of boring. Fingers crossed the weather will stop. But already, we've only had rain for 1 day. I'm already missing the sun. Sunday service complete. 21.2k, 1 hour 57.50 seconds. Average pace 5:33. Calories burned 1,758. Average heart rate 147. So zone 2. They never ever get easier. Getting yourself geared up on a Sunday for one of those by yourself is not easy, but nonetheless it gets done. So guys, time for some pasta. If I sit down and put my feet up, I am not going to get back up. So pasta, walk the dog, hydrate, do some work, and then we're done. All right, team, it is 6 o'clock and we are going to wrap up the video there. I am absolutely shattered. Just sat down to watch an episode of The Bear and couldn't even get up. But we have food. So before we go, I'm going to make a steak. This is a sirloin. I'm going to cut off the fat. Not because I don't think you should eat fat, but I actually don't like it. But the rumps were way too thin and I just feel like it cooks too quickly. So we're going to smother that, or we have smothered that in some salt. This is Maldon, not a sponsor, but that's the best salt in the world. It's actually so delicious. I probably have a little bit too much of it, but we're sweating a lot. But guys, hope you enjoyed the vlog. We're back. I said at the beginning of this video, I hate this whole people disappear and then come back. They've been busy, blah, blah, blah. But we are back. I've got a few more bits and bobs with regards to training, a bit of business stuff going on at the minute, which is really exciting by the time this video comes out. Something a little bit more exciting to talk about, hopefully. So I will let you in on that very soon. And I've just booked my September trip. So we're going to go to Girona for 4 days. So this is where all the triathlete pros go. And we're going to cycle for 4 days. I think there's about 60 to 100 kilometers each day. So I think we're going to do 3 of those. Try and do a lake swim out there as well. It's ages away, but I'm just telling you now. Then there's a train to Barcelona that's 39 minutes straight there, super quick. And then I'm going to be in Barcelona for 3 days. And supposedly there's a really cool pool that's on the beachfront that has something like 16 lanes, 14 lanes. It's all outside and it's for proper swimming. So not people with blow up balls and lilos and things like that. So that should be a lot of fun. So I booked all that. That's not going to be till September. And yeah, it will be a trip where I'll take a bit of time off of work because, to be honest, even though when I was in Bali, I did calls like 4 to 5 days a week every day. And I did the math the other day. I probably have like 5 to 10 calls a week. And I've been running this business now for about 3.5, 4 years. So I've done close to 1,000 calls. And some of these calls are like an hour long. So I'm a little bit cooked. So I'm going to take a week off. I'm not going to do any work, or at least no calls. Check in with clients, check in with the team. And it's just going to be a full 8 days of fitness. So guys, peace out. Hope you enjoyed the vlog. Like it, comment, and let me know what you want to see on the next one. Have a good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. Peace.